Welcome to your SP Masterclass. Hi, I am your host, Guy Cheyenne, and welcome back once again to Rebuild Reality, where as always, we talk about who we really are, why we're here, and how all of this stuff works. So, SP, that special person that you want in your life, right? Whether you've been with them before or it's a brand new romantic relationship that you're looking for. Either way, when it comes to romance, it can be a huge desire with lots of strong emotions and specific criteria involved. So this is a big subject today, which is why we want to have a really good handle on it and know what we're doing. Hopefully before we even begin down that chapter of your life. But don't worry if you already have, because we're going to cover all the important points here today and lots more. So we have to start by remembering that life is a mirror. And in all of this, there is only one mind, one divine mind that we all share in. So if you want your SP to be thinking about you in a certain way, to be seeing you the way you want them to, that means then that you have to see yourself as a person you want them to see you as. You want to basically really be seeing yourself as, that amazing person that you want them to view you as first. You need to do that first. So think of it as if your eyes were their eyes and your thoughts were their thoughts, right? Because this is the viewpoint we basically need to take. This is what you have to understand, because it's literally, if we're looking in a mirror, that's literally what's taking place here. So why? Well, you need to have the focus on you, because not only are you in a mirror, not only are we sharing this one divine mind, but out of all of this whole scenario, this whole play, this whole experience, you need to be the star of the show, right? You're supposed to be the star of your life. Otherwise, it's just kind of a sucky life, isn't it? If you're not the star of the show. So your thoughts, the story you tell yourself all day long, are writing not only your story, but all the parts of the play for yourself and for everybody else as well. So you don't want to see yourself in the story, in the play, as the character who is in need, who is wanting, who is desiring. No, you're not that person. You're not on that side of the fence. You're on the other side of the fence, right? Play the character in your head of the one that everybody already loves, including your SP, the one that everybody wants to be with, the one that already has the amazing life. So that's how we kind of reel it in, by seeing ourselves as that first. Then suddenly reality, your SP and everybody else goes, oh, what do you know? That's like the turnaround, right? And because we all share in that one larger divine mind together, it's the mind we're all connected to. So you have to see yourself as already being the person in your mind that you want others to see you as. So that's why we want to put ourselves on the pedestal, not them. And certainly if it's an SP that you've been with before, people do all this all the time. That's why they're here and watching videos like this in the first place, because they want to get that SP back, right? But they want to get that SP back because they put them on a pedestal, when you need to put you on a pedestal, not them. Otherwise, they'll pick up on it that you've made them more important than you. And in life, as much as people say that they want that, it's never really attractive, because you can imagine, even if there was someone that you found like really super desirable, well, if they suddenly started being all over you, worried about you all the time, where have you been? Why haven't you messaged me back right away? If they were clingy, needy, wanty, you'd quickly move from being attracted to them to really just pretty much wanting to get the heck away from them. It's just kind of a turnoff, when there's that kind of energy going on. And a lot of times, especially if it's someone you've been with before, or even if you haven't, it can be the energy that you're putting out that, hey, as this is the mirror, as this is all one thing, of course they're going to pick up on, right? That's why a lot of times, like, I want to be in a relationship so much, and I've been trying to be in a relationship, it's not happening, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, because your mirror in your head is turned around, right? So you want your thoughts. So you don't want your thoughts about them, right? Put yourself in the place of power and admiration. You're not the clingy one. You're not the wanty, the needy one here in all of this. So note that also as well, that none of this is about trying to change them with your mind. This is all about changing you. So you don't want to be changing them, attempting to change them with your mind, to influence their thoughts about you and stuff, which I know a lot of channels talk about. So the thing is that when we do that, we're trying to change the version of the person that they were, right? The person we want to be in the past, which is the same version of the person that you don't want anymore, because you don't want to have the same version of that person who didn't see you as the person that you want them to see you as show up in your life. It's like then you're just in that hamster wheel where it's the same problem that's not getting solved here. Instead, you want their eyes on you, right? So instead of having all your thoughts on them, put your inner eyes and all your thoughts on you. Make yourself the prize in all of this, because we share the same mind. So you want them thinking about you, which means you need to think about you, not them. Otherwise, they'll be thinking about themselves, right? And they won't be thinking about you, because the flow of energy is going to just be going to them. It's not going to be going to you. So your thoughts need to be focused on you. Remember, you're in the mirror, so in order for them to think of you as desirable, you have to think of yourself as desirable, because all you're going to see out there is you in your reflection. And in your reflection, you don't see yourself as desirable, other people in the reflection aren't going to see you as desirable either. Don't want that. No. So in your new story, you want to be coming from the viewpoint where the other person has perhaps always been with you, that they have always been in love with you, and you've always been the love of their life. You've always been the person that actually really they can't live without. That they've always adored you. You just didn't understand it. Somehow you guys were off on the wrong foot or something, and all of this wasn't coming across right. So you want to be that person where you're viewing yourself as that's the way they're thinking about you, right? Not you thinking about, oh, they're the love of my life and I can't live without them and all of that stuff. So put the emphasis on you, and even more so about just being in the state of love, just being in love, make that number one, not them number one. Otherwise, they're like, yep, I'm number one. Yep, I'm better than everybody. So I don't need you, because I'm already so amazing. It's like, oh, no. That's not the script you're writing. That's not the story of your life, because all of this is the story of your life. So we don't even want to get into trying to manipulate their thoughts or manipulate reality in that way, or manipulating the outside to influence the other person or any of the conditions. Just allow everything to be okay now. Allow your thoughts and feelings and the outer conditions to be okay. Don't hold on to them. Don't insist that things have to be a certain way, because we don't want to control out there. That's just like, nope, that's not the reflection I want. That's not the story I want. So I'm just going to let that go, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to create a new story where I'm the one everyone wants. I am the amazing one, so we're not pushing and pulling on anything out there, because it's a mirror. How can you push and pull on a mirror, on the conditions, the circumstances, or anything else? So trying to change them, influence them, means that you're still seeing them as the person they used to be, the one that needed to change, which means you're still actually in that old movie, in that old story, or something very, very similar to it. And it means that things will stay the same. And very often people manifest their special person back again, but nothing has changed, because they haven't changed the way they view themselves and the other person. The relationship is still lopsided, and then it doesn't last again. And something else to think about is that a lot of times people will be like, I want to manifest, a phone call from them. I want to manifest a text message from them, from their SP and stuff. But then that's all that they get, because that's all that they've asked for. So it's not the relationship you want, it's not you at your 50th wedding anniversary together. So think about that as well. You want more than just a phone call. You want more than just a text. So in all of this, instead of focusing so intensely on desiring them or whatever it is that you want, it could be your SP, it can be really anything. And a lot of these things, people are like, oh, it's specifically about this. It's like, well, this actually applies to everything, right? Whatever it is that you want. This is really more about living in the state that you want to feel as if you were with them, as if you did have what you want. So how would that feel, right? So your focus isn't really so much on the SP, and it's more on the state of being that feeling that having what you want gives you, right? That's where you want to be. That's where you really want to be living. And this is important. This is important. Just that feeling is what attracts the stuff, because in your mind, in your head, you're already there. You're already declaring, I'm living it, and it feels amazing because I'm living it now, right? So you're not asking for it. You're not desiring it. You're not, I wish it would be here soon, or next week, or tomorrow, or maybe in 5 minutes. No, it's already here. You're already living it now, right? So put yourself on the pedestal of love, not them. Love, adore, and respect you, then other people will too. It's because it's the mirror. Remember, don't forget. Imagine everyone looking at you, everyone desiring you, including your SP. You are the star of the show, because this is your play. This is your life movie. But, everyone tends to write a terrible part for themselves in their life play as the one doing all the chasing, instead of being on the one being chased. Right? And I don't mean it in an egotistical, horrible way either. And it's more of in a loving, isn't it wonderful? Isn't this just amazing? It's like you're lost in this beautiful daydream about how wonderful it is, So be the star that your SP and everybody else wants, the one everyone can't help but be attracted to, can't help but desire. You're the prize. Remember, you are the prize. You're the star of the show and all of this. So of course people want you, and if you want their eyes, if you want their thoughts on you, then put your eyes on you. Put your thoughts on you. Think very well of yourself if you want them to think the same way. And if you do this, then you have to see that reflection change in your life. It is law. It has to happen, because all the focus is on you and how amazing and wonderful you are and how everybody wants you, whether it's your SP, whether it is money, all of these things can't literally live without you, because you are the focus that lights them up. It's your focus on however you view yourself, however you view life, that lights that up for you, because all scenarios are there, right? All possibilities are there. Which one do you want to light up? Well, you will light up and make real the one you focus on. So if you are focusing, and that's why we always have to take this so literally, if you're focusing all your focus on your SP and how you desire them, how you need them, how you want them, how you can't live without them, it's all being jotted down like, oh, yep, that's your life story, all right. And you're like, no, I want to change it. Well, we're not changing our viewpoint. Our point of view has to be like, no, wait a minute. I am amazing. Everyone loves me, So it's that change, and it's always us that changes. It's how we view things, how we view ourselves that changes, that is the switch that turns the switch on all of this, right? So because your life plays out according to who you're being, according to who you see yourself as. So it's not about changing them, it's about changing you, changing how you see yourself in this whole mirror. And manifestation has really nothing to do with the thing you desire, but it has everything to do with how you see yourself, with how worthy and valuable you see yourself as being. Can you have that? Well, do you think you deserve it? Do you not only deserve it? Yeah, of course I deserve it. Well, how about it wanting you instead of you being the one doing all the wanting? You being the one valuable, because life can't happen without you. This whole play, your whole life story, all those people, all those things doesn't happen without you. You're the life-giving component to all of it. Every single bit of it, right? So that's why you are worthy. That's why you are valuable, because this whole story would just grind to a halt and be put in a back closet. It would all, this thing that appears to be life would just go, and all the life force would be taken out of it, because you're giving it that life force. This whole story, this whole version of your story, which isn't everybody else's version. It isn't everybody else's story. It's yours. And that one lives by you. From your life energy that you put into it, to what you say, to what you expect, to what you think you deserve, right? And of course, that's huge, isn't it? Being worthy, being deserving, So seeing yourself as the one everybody and everyone can't live without, that everyone else, including life, just can't resist. Your world and the people in it behave according to who you're being, to who you see yourself as, not to who you think other people see you as. The outside mirror is only copying you and the role that you are taking on. So in your mind and in your self-talk all day long, you have to be imagining yourself, and talking to yourself as the person that you want to be, right? Not, you need to get there, you need to do this, you need to do that. No, you're already amazing. You're already fantastic. You are already the best thing that's ever been. That's you. And that's how you need to view yourself. Like I said, not in like a horrible, bitchy, the heck with all you people, kind of way. No, it's just that you're just falling in love. You're in love with you. You're in love with life. You're in love with everything. And then everything falls in love with you too. The person with all the things you want, including your SP, that's you. And if you want them to be obsessed with you, well, then you kind of have to be a bit obsessed with you yourself. Then they'll mirror that back to you. How you view yourself will be how your SP in the entire world sees you. So your opinion about yourself is all that needs to change, right? Your view of yourself, you're not trying to change how the other person's viewing you, because they're only viewing you how you're viewing you. You change how you're viewing you. Ta-da! Stuff out there changes, right? And it's natural. It's a natural thing. It's just really casual. Well, of course, everybody wants me. Well, of course they want me. Of course, these people are madly in love with me. Of course, they can't live without me. Of course, I'm the love of their life. Like, well, yeah. Like, why wouldn't I be? Look at me. Because who you are. You know the wonderful being that you are inside. You know that you really are worthy of a lot. So, in fact, in all of this, you almost want to hardly start even looking at them at all. Have you ever noticed, right, that it's the casual people that attract everybody? The people that don't need anybody because they're already very comfortable in their own skin. The ones who already like themselves, who already take care of themselves, they already think very highly of themselves. They aren't needy, wanty, desiring. They aren't trying, right? They're just fine. They already know it's other people who need them, not the other way around. And now that's you too. Relaxed, casual, natural. So admire yourself, and a lot of times kind of shockingly, other people will too. right? Like I said, and not in a horrible, conceited way, just in a natural way. It's just a natural thing, where you have an incredible love to offer. You know that you would be an incredible partner for anyone to be with, right? So that's the person you need to be if you want to attract your SP, or really kind of anything else as well. See yourself as the most interesting person in the room, the most desired. You have to have the same genuine opinion of yourself that you want other people to have, because it's like that, we can always see people, right? People are like, no one can see me. No one can see who I am. Like, it's like, yeah, we can all see who you are. We all know who you are, because it's like looking at a bad actor when people aren't being authentic and stuff, but authentically, all of us need to think well of ourselves, to really care about ourselves, to really love ourselves. And that's what the issue is most of the time, right? Is that we don't put this value on ourselves that we really need to. So of course, if we don't, then how can other people see any value in us? So, but it's just, like I said, it's just a casual thing. It's just natural, right? Being kind of lighthearted about it. You're not insisting, you're not pushing, you're pulling. It's more of a, well, yeah, of course kind of thing, right? So no big deal. Think of yourself the way you want your SP to think of you. Because like I said, one big divine mind, we're all connected to it, right? So in all of this, only really your opinion of you needs to change. Because since we're all connected, if your opinion changes, other people's opinions about you will change as well. And they don't even have to know. It's not like someone told them, like you called them up or you wrote them a letter to tell them, hey, I'm this new different person now. No, they'll get it because we're all part of the same mind, right? So the information comes through to all of us. So instead of focusing on them as a special person, and instead of focusing, on putting all of it on them, because that's what we do so much, right? We're like, oh my God, I need them, I want them, I desire them. So all of the energy is going to them. It's not going to you, right? So instead of that, you focus on you, on that feeling, on that, wow, I am amazing. And how amazing would it be to be in love, right? Almost let the SP, that other person, whether you have met them or you've never met them and it's someone new, almost let that just kind of fade into the background. You become this almost glowing globe of love. It's that feeling. You're focusing on that feeling of love, instead of the person. So really kind of the two most important points here, and in all of this, that you are thinking really well about yourself. You've got a good opinion of yourself, and also on the feeling of being in love. What would that be like? Instead of just the person you desire, you're putting yourself in the state, and you don't have to worry if you stop thinking about your SP, because let's face it, the creator knows exactly who you're talking about. If it's someone from the past and stuff, they know exactly who you want, although sometimes someone even better may come along, there's always that possibility, which is actually a really good thing, because hey, now you've got options, don't you? Now there's a bit of competition, and that can't be a bad thing, right? So so just feel like you're the most desired person around, and that creates an attraction, not only for your SP, but all kinds of other things, other people, situations, better everything, because if you're so instead of your focus lighting up everybody and everything else, your focus is lighting up you. You're putting this huge spotlight on you because you're looking at you. And then everybody else is like turning around going, whoa, who's that? Who's that? Right? And that's what you want. That's the energy you want going on here. Now, also, if your special person is someone you've been in a relationship before, right, then you want to make sure that you stop thinking about them as the person that they used to be or that they were. Otherwise, that's the person you're going to wind up with again if you get that back, right? So because you don't want that person with all the issues. You don't want that person. You don't want that version of them. You don't want the version of them that still, isn't in alignment with you, still doesn't see you as amazing and wonderful, and they have to have you, right? So see them as the person you desire them to be. If you're going to look at them at all, then you want to certainly not have those old things, because in all of that, then you're just reliving that story again, right? So, and as I mentioned it, of course, that feeling, just the feeling, the feeling, because manifesting love means feeling it first, right? Because we don't see it, right? We don't see the situation. That's the whole point of manifestation, is that we don't see it yet, but we are reeling in that reality. We are pulling it in like a fish, right? So we're already there. That's why we're putting ourselves there. That's why we're already seeing it the way we want to see it. That's why we're already there. We're already in love. We're already feeling all of it, right? So do those things, so focus on that instead of, people don't realize, like, I want them. Well, then you will continue to want them. If you are wanting and longing, then that's what you're creating, more wanting and more longing, instead of being in that state of, oh my gosh, I got it, and it's just amazing, and it's wonderful, and I love me, and life is beautiful, So that's where your focus is, not on the part where you're obsessed with thinking about them, then their thoughts are also on themselves too. If you're obsessed with thinking about them, then they're going to be obsessed with just thinking about them and not you. Right? So it really has a whole lot to do with magnetics here. And magnetics pull, they don't push. So thinking of you, desiring you loving you maybe even being a little obsessed with you, means that you've changed the flow of energy to you, not away from you. It's not going to your SP, to all the things you're wanting and desiring and hoping for. Energies, they all need you. All of them. Your SP, the money, the dream car, the dream house, or the dream life, or whatever it is, needs you. Not the other way around. You're going to be pulling that in, because that's the way all of this works. It's really about that magnetics. That's why we want the turnaround, because it's not the outflow. Because in the mirror, it's got to be coming, it all comes from here, right? So if you want it, look at you, right? You're the world, so you want the eyes of the world on you, because you're looking at you, right? So stop trying to figure out them. Stop looking at them, stop thinking about them, stop wondering what they're doing, stop trying to figure out, this whole scenario of how you're going to get together, or looking at their social media, or how you might run into them at the supermarket or the gym or somewhere else that that they go all the time. Don't overanalyze why their relationship went wrong, or figure out how it is that the two of you are going to finally come together. You've got to drop that whole story, that whole obsession. You can't hurry things along either. A lot of times people try to do that. They imagine some kind of scenario in their minds where they're going to accidentally run into their SP, and then they go there. And then they go to that place, And then what ends up happening is that they potentially ruin things because things aren't ready yet. It's not your job to do that part of it. Maybe you imagine them texting you or calling you, and then you force the issue by texting or calling them, and that's not the way you do it. You never want to force the situation. Ignore that reality, that story, because that's not your story anymore. Your story is seeing yourself as a prize and feeling yourself being in love, feeling what it would be like to be in love, to be head over heels in love, to feel giddy, to feel madly in love with somebody without being like too specific about it, not demanding, pushing, or pulling, or any of that stuff. So what you want, right? So that means that the rest of you, all of this, knows exactly what you want. So, you don't have to insist on specific things, instead just be in love with love. in love with life, in love with having fun, in love with feeling wonderful, in love with feeling happy. You know, let the universe fill in all the blanks. Let it do all the hard work, you know, with, and then that way things will be even better than you can ever imagine this. If your part is just to go and be in that state and be like, you're lighting up, you're putting the spotlight on, this is who I am. This is who I am now. This is what I want. This is who I am now. And then you're just letting the rest of it, the universe, however you want to think of it. Oh, is that where you are now? Okay. All right. We need all the people and all the scenery and all the appropriate, supporting players to come in, because that's their new play now. That's your new role. You've decided on your new role where everybody loves you, where your SP adores you. You know, they cannot wait to be without you. They can't live without you, right? So focus on that state, then you got it. You know, once you pull back from your desperation and you're not clinging, you're not demanding, you're not insisting, you're not attached to what you want out of desperation or any other negative feelings, then you have to get what you want, right? Because you've turned the whole focus of everything around. Because when you're not in a state of longing and wanting or needing things to be different outside, you know, then the outside changes because you're not trying to control it. You're just working on you. You're just focusing on you and putting yourself where you want to be, knowing everything else will show up, right? Because that's your superpower. That's it. Your superpower as a creator is the fact that your thoughts and your feelings and where you can put yourself in your amazing imagination produces physical things in your reality, things in your life. That's how you do it. That is your control. That's your steering wheel. It's in there with you being like, here I am. I'm already there. That's your steering wheel. It's not about, being like on the side of, I don't have it, I need it, oh my God, what can I do to get it? That's what you can do to get it. That, So, once you finally realize that and accept that massive creator power as a real thing within you, and you point that thing in the right direction, which is to you, not out there, because that ain't there. That is just a reflection of you. As crazy as it sounds, this is the reality that is taking place here now. It always has been, which is why things are always so freaking screwy and everyone's like, why is life so nutty, right? That's why people suffer so much, because they don't understand where the steering wheel is. They don't understand what's doing all of that. This is doing all of that. We get on the wrong side of it, and we have to turn it around, go back in and be like, okay, that's where the control panel is. That's where the steering wheel is in me. If I put myself there, then I have to be there, because that's what it's going to show me. And that is law. That has to be. You put yourself there. You put yourself in the scenario. You put yourself in the story. And you live there, and the rest of it isn't even an issue. It is like not even a problem. You're not like, oh, did they change it? Did they call yet? Or no, because it's you, baby. You're the star of your show. And because you finally rewrote your role, your part in your movie, now your movie can change. And how cool is that, right? So when you finally get it, that is your superpower, then it is at that point that you finally realize that within you lies the power to create worlds. Because that's it. And it's never been anything else, right? So your 3D reality is made out of what you think, what you feel, what you perceive, right? And most people are going along the lines of what they've already experienced, and they keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. They're stuck in that cycle. happened to my parents, it happened to me, happened before, it happened to me, it's happening again, it's happening again. No, you're not that person anymore. Kill it, dead. You're not that person. Erase it out of your life story. Now, you're this person. Yeah. That's where you want to be, right? So if you change those things, then you'll change absolutely everything, thinking in the end, feeling it, being who you are always meant to be, right? Rewriting that script. Stop putting resistance in the way of, I gotta change it. I'm desperate, a needy, wanty. No, not you anymore. You're the star, so guess what? Everybody wants you. Because you're what lights up your entire world. You think, oh, the world doesn't need me. I'm small and insignificant, blah, 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 blah. It literally wouldn't be there without you. None of it. You think life would just go on if you weren't there. No. That story would be taken and put in the closet. The life force would go out of it and it would just collapse. Just like a puppet. No one to pull the strings anymore. It wouldn't actually be a reality anymore without you. So play that life to the hilt. Play it to the hilt, baby. Have an amazing, fun, beautiful, fantastic, wonderful time. Lead from the inside out, not the outside in, because it's never going to work that way because the steering wheel isn't out there. And this, my friends, has been your SP Masterclass. So thank you for once again being with me here on Rebuild Reality. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, I hope you will consider. And thank you for your awesome, cool, amazing comments. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for being here with me once again. And I look forward very much, as I always do, to seeing you here once again on Rebuild Reality.